It's time now for County-Wide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join Paul David and Kyle Benedict as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics that affect all our lives in Yavapai County. And now here's today's County-Wide.
Welcome to County-Wide today. I'm Kyle Benedict, and we're talking about the Arizona 100 Club here on Arizona Gives Day. It works out perfectly. Arizona Gives Day is, of course, a day where the public can give money and donations to their favorite charities, or more than one charity is strongly encouraged. And perfect day to have the Arizona 100 Club in here. And I'm joined with Executive Director of the 100 Club of Arizona, Sharon Felix. Thank you for being here today. Of course, up from Phoenix, correct?
Yes.
As
nice
well
drive.
as well, yeah. And you were able to come up last night, which is nice.
Yes.
So you didn't have to make the early drive. And then Brandon Wacker, engineer and EMT with the Cottonwood Fire Department. So a lot to talk about, as we were just mentioning, and of course there's a annual Fallen Heroes golf tournament coming up here later this month on the 25th. So we will touch on that, as well as just kind of an overview on the organization and what you guys do. But first off, Sharon, how did you get involved with the 100 Club?
Well, actually, in 1998, my husband, who was a DPS motor officer, was struck and killed on Loop 202 in the Valley, and the 100 Club showed up at my door within 24 hours and handed me a check, back then $4,000, which was a considerable amount. And I remember asking them, well, what's the 100 Club? And they said, we're an organization that stand behind the men and women who stand behind the badge. And, you know, well, what's the money for? And it said, for whatever you need it to be for. At this time, we just want to take something off your plate so that you can tend to the business that it's at hand. And it was an amazing. We had lost a son 15 years earlier, and that was the one thing different. When our son died, we had to borrow money to bury him, which I was 24 years old. It was a a crazy experience in our life and obvious loss. But when Doug was killed, I went to the bank and I deposited a check, and that's the thing that stuck out in my mind the most. There was an organization that came forward to support us.
Were you familiar with the organization before that?
Not at all.
Really? So I'm sure you were overwhelmed.
Very overwhelmed, and it was ordained to be that way in the beginning, a very quiet organization. But after 9/11, things changed, where people wanted to find ways to support their public safety. It kind of catapulted public safety to the front line, showing how much they're willing to give their lives. They've always been that way, but when you lose that many on one day, it changed the world. And the 100 Club then became very, very public and started to grow.
So that's kind of a personal story. If you could just kind of give me a general overview of the 100 Club and what it is that you guys do. I mean, obviously that's one amazing example, and there's a ton of those, but just kind of a generic overview of the organization.
Well, I've been with the organization 14 years now, and we have exceeded over $14 million in assistance to our officers and firefighters, and our programs in providing counseling or, injury, scholarships, equipment. And a lot of times, like, we have this Fallen Heroes golf tournament coming up. So a lot of people think of us only as, taking care of the families of the fallen officers and firefighters, when in essence that's really a pretty small part of what we do now, since we've changed so much. As the support has grown, we have grown our programs and assistance. We have officers and firefighters facing cancer, loss of a spouse, a child. We have a Heroes program where we can come alongside them and help support them during those times. So really, giving to the 100 Club kind of is a little bit of a savings account. So when you know somebody, an officer or firefighter in your area that's struggling, we can be there for them. The department just contacts us, we review, what the need, and then we can respond accordingly.
And again, the third annual Fallen Heroes Golf Tournament is a great way for the community and public to get involved and help donate some money, and just a great tournament. And Brandon is here to talk a little bit about that. It's on Saturday, April 25th, correct?
Yes, at Verde Santa Fe Golf Course in Cornville here. 8 o'clock shotgun start. It's $90 per player, or if you sign up as a foursome, it's $335. So you get a little break on the price if you sign up as a foursome. We got hole sponsors available if a business wants to pay money. It's $175 per hole. Get your name on a sign, and they'll be on the tee box, and you sponsor that hole. Lots of great raffle prizes, great events going on the course. The 100 Club will be up here with information and things like that for everybody to get involved. And
Now, as a firefighter, as we mentioned with the Cottonwood Fire Department, what does it mean to know that there is an organization like the 100 Club out there who kind of have the backs of the firefighters and officers here in the state?
Oh, it's amazing. You know, when I first became a firefighter, you know, I learned over the years of what the 100 Club, and I didn't really I knew it was there and what it did, but like Sharon said, I mean, everybody thinks they only help the fallen, and then I started working with Sharon and stuff and find out actually what they do, and the program's just amazing. It's an awesome program.
Now, Sharon, you mentioned over the years it's kind of changed, and it's not just, as Brandon just said, for fallen heroes. It's also for those injured or who are also going through other difficult times. Can you tell me a little bit about what exactly is being done for not necessarily the fallen heroes, but those who are injured?
Well, depending on their injury, if they're off work for 30 days, we've usually consider that's pretty serious. We can assist them on a monthly type basis, you know, trying to fill the gap of maybe what they're missing because they're off duty, or maybe the extra expense as a result of their injury. One thing that people don't often know is when it's serious enough, a lot of time a spouse will actually have to take leave from their job, and they're not getting paid. So we try to help, you know, take the sting out of that. And the thing we want to do is take some of the financial pressure off so that they can heal physically without, you know, being concerned. Stress causes so much more, and, you know, problems in healing and in just dealing with anything. So we try to take that stress off of them financially. And we've seen people come back that probably wouldn't have. We've supported some of them for a year's time. That's kind of, you know, what we do. Sometimes we review. We have done it for a year and a half. If we know they're going to be able to come back, and that support will make a difference. I think sometimes I need to go to all the cities and say, we're saving you a lot of money because we're helping your officers and firefighters get back on the job by being there to support them.
It's a great organization, and I'm sure in addition to the financial assistance, the emotional support and that part of the healing process is a huge part of what the organization does, correct?
Oh, yes, and obviously when someone loses, you know, an officer or firefighter in the line of duty, you know, not just me, but now there's, sadly to say, hundreds of survivors in the state of Arizona that will come forward and offer their emotional support through the 100 Club that we've remained in contact with. And unfortunately, we have such a huge support group here in northern Arizona since we lost the 19 firefighters. It rocked Arizona just like 9/11 rocked the United States. We're still working with those families, and we've just, you know, we love them, and it's a lot more than money. We're involved in their lives. They're now back involved with the 100 Club, wanting to pay it forward. They're some of the most unselfless, giving, and loving people that you'll ever meet in your life. So I feel honored to work with them.
Yeah, well, I definitely want to get into some of the assistance you've provided for them, as well as Officer Tyler Stewart up with the Flagstaff Police Department, and recently Sergeant Jeremy Daniels here with the Cottonwood Police Department. We will do that once we get back from our first break. We're talking about the Arizona 100 Club with Sharon Felix and Brandon Wacker from the Cottonwood Fire Department, as well as Sharon is with the Executive Director of the Arizona 100 Club. This is Countywide. We'll be right back in a couple minutes.
Right, mi cariño. So like I said, everything I learned about cooking, I learned from Grandma's empanadas. Shall we go again?
Yep.
Mix the beef with the onions with the peppers with the paprika with the garlic with the oregano with the cumin. Got it?
Got it.
Throw in the olives, stir, season, stir again, pour out the flour, roll out the dough, make a circle, drop in a fistful of filling, fold over, press down, and ta-da!
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
Why is my son having trouble in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with my son over his homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No. He's smart, but his mind wanders.
7 wonders of the world.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Welcome back to Countywide. I'm Kyle Benedict, sitting down with the Executive Director of the 100 Club of Arizona, Sharon Felix, as well as engineer and EMT with the Cottonwood Fire Department, Brandon Wacker. And we're talking again about the Arizona 100 Club, a wonderful organization that provides assistance to the families and of fallen or injured just servicemen and women who serve the public and put their lives on the line. And it's an incredibly important organization. And you mentioned, Sharon, before we went to break, about some of the assistance you provided for the 19 Grand Mountain hotshots who were killed in the Yarnell Hill fire. Tell me a little bit about some of those efforts to assist the families.
Well, I think one of the most important role that we were able to play was to provide that immediate assistance. We were prepared the first day, which I went to Prescott and was able to meet with the families, over the next few days. We were able to provide that immediate assistance, which I'm not sure there's another organization that could do that. But as the donations came in, we were able to do so much more and provide just as the needs were for each family. And every family is different. The needs are different. Different amount of children, different benefits. And people don't think about that, but we were able to step in and take care of those that didn't have as much benefits and insurance. And, as they fight some of the legal battles and different things that happen, we're just steady. We're just there on a monthly basis for those that don't have that monthly benefit. But I think some of that's going to be corrected, and our job will be done as far as the financial part. But so we're still involved. But we see a lot of them healing, and we knew they would, but, it's a day that changed the world for us here in Arizona.
Yeah, definitely, and it's important to note that it's not just that initial, the next day where you're providing that support. It's something that continues as long as it's needed, I imagine, right? Yes,
we'll be involved with some. As a matter of fact, we have survivors from quite a few years ago whose kids are now going to college, applying for our scholarship program. But you don't have to be injured or killed in the line of duty for your children and spouse to be eligible to apply. You just have to serve. You can be actually serving right now or even retired if you have a child or a spouse wanting to go to college. Next year, beginning of January, they can apply for a scholarship. We've awarded well over $1 million, about $300, close to $400,000 a year. We award just in scholarships, and we award $200,000 to $250,000 in money stipends to purchase equipment to keep our men and women safe on the job. So you need to go to the 100 Club website, read about our history, what we're doing, about the assistance we provide. There's some incredible stories on there, and talk to some of the firefighters, and they can share some of those stories with you.
Yeah, 100club.org is the website. It's a great website with a ton of information on there. We're only have 25 minutes to talk about this organization that does amazing work. In addition to those hot shots, you've also provided some assistance recently for fallen Flagstaff police officer Tyler Stewart. Can you tell me a little bit about some of that assistance as well?
Well, Tyler was a single young man and had parents which I've known for a long time because his dad worked for the Department of Public Safety, which is where my roots are from. And obviously, parents are not in the same situation that a spouse with children are, but we were able to provide of course, that immediate assistance to help with any funeral expenses, but hotels, we just call up, we get a block of rooms, so all their relatives could come in. You remember the weather was quite terrible. They didn't have to worry about traveling back and forth. They could go there. We provided some of the plane tickets and different things of the people that had it, you know, the family members that needed to be there. And now we're working with them to take the whole group and a lot of the department back at the wishes of the parents back to National Police Week. So there is a little bit different than, you know, if it was a mom and a spouse. A lot of times we might pay off a debt or, you know, help with whatever the financial need might be or where we can best plug in.
It seems like it changes. It's on a case-to-case basis.
It is.
Right? Whatever's needed.
Yes. Now, again, we have standard assistance that we provide, but with an officer or firefighter that's killed in the line of duty, there's always fundraisers surrounding that where people want to show support, so we're able to review their needs and respond accordingly.
Now, in a case like Officer Stewart, who was unfortunately killed in the line of duty, how does the assistance differ from a case like that compared to a case like we had last month with Sergeant Jeremy Daniels in the incident at Cottonwood Walmart? He was shot in the leg. How does the assistance differ between someone who's killed in the line of duty and someone who's injured?
Well, injuries, if they're serious injury, if they're going to be off work for 30 days or more, we can assist from, you know, a different amount from $500 up to $1,500 a month, depending on what the need is and what the situation. If a spouse is taken off duty, you know, we can fill the gap there to some degree. So it all depends on what the need is, and we work with the departments to help establish that. And you know, we can't make everybody whole and fix it and make it perfect, but I think that we take the bite out of sometimes that immediate financial pressure and ongoing until they're able to get well and get back on the job.
Again, the website is 100club.org. There's also more information about the golf tournament coming up Saturday, April 25th. Brandon, real quick, how can people sign up for that?
You contact the Cotton Fire Department, 634-2741. Ask for myself or Steve Troutman. We're taking registration there at the fire station. You can drop in, sign up in person. You know, you could pay ahead or you could pay at the door. Either way, we take credit cards, check, cash, anything. So we also are doing a gun raffle that was donated by Palm Palace and Law Enforcement Creations. They donated a 9mm this year for the gun raffle, and we're selling raffle tickets now for that, so they can come to the Cottonwood Police Department or Fire Department and purchase those tickets as well.
In the past, how much money has been raised at these golf tournaments?
Oh, the first year we did, I believe the check was $8,000, and then last year we were about $9,500 in that range. So this year we're shooting for $10,000.
Okay, wow. And this isn't the only way you guys, I mean, it's important to note that you guys are a donation-driven organization, correct?
We are, and actually people become a member of the 100 Club, and that's on our website. So you can just sign up and donate on a yearly basis and be a member, and you know, get all the information, know about our what's going on, our activities around the state. And we open a small office in Prescott and a small office in Tucson. We have part-time people working there, but we're stretching out across the state, trying to keep all of our administrative costs low, which we're rated very high on Charity Navigator and GuideStar, a transparent organization. So your money goes where you expect it to go with the 100 Club.
Great. Well, we got to take our second break again. 100club.org, great website for more information on the events coming up. Not just this golf tournament, but there's a ton of different ways for you to kind of help out and donate to this wonderful organization. We'll talk a little bit more about some of that when we come back here in just a couple minutes.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who take action are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making home affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers. right now.
Every budget, so don't accept defeat. Now you can get covered and still buy me treats.
You take care of your pets. Now it's their turn to take care of you. Visit getcoveredamerica.org to learn about your health insurance options.
Welcome back to Countywide. I'm Kyle Benedict, sitting down with Executive Director of the 100 Club of Arizona, Sharon Felix, and Brandon Wacker, who's an engineer EMT with the Cottonwood Fire Department. We've been talking about this wonderful organization and the golf tournament that's coming up in April. You guys are a 501c3. It's important to note that, correct?
Yes. All your money is tax deductible to the 100 Club. Yes.
Now, as far as your members, not all of your members are affiliated with police or fire or any of that, correct?
No, and it's important to mention that officers and firefighters do not have to be a member of the 100 Club to receive our support. They just have to be a member of a public safety agency in a sworn position. A lot of times people think, oh, well, I'm not a member, so you're not going to support me. Quite opposite. Most of our members are community people. They're not in public safety.
Now, is this a national organization?
No, we're not. We're patterned after other organizations like the 100 Club. They are throughout the United States, but we're not nationally connected.
Okay, again, that golf tournament is on Saturday, April 25th, coming up here in a couple weeks. Great opportunity for the community to get out there and just support this organization. And again, where is that going to be at?
At Verde Santa Fe Golf Course here in Cornville.
Okay, and more information is on the website 100club.org. And as we've talked about, there's many more opportunities for you to get involved and help out this organization who takes care of the people that are out there serving us every single day. So it's as far as heading here in the future, what else do you guys have coming up this year?
Well, we have one of our biggest events, and the 100 Club really only sponsors 1 or 2 events a year. That helps us keep our administration low. But we have lots of events where we're the beneficiaries that you can participate in, so you can still show your support, such as this golf tournament's a great example where other people are hosting, and we receive the funds for that. So if you go to our website, we list all of our current events, what's coming up, and you can actually sign up to be notified when something's going on. So I hope people do go to the website, check out what we're doing, see what's coming up, see ways that they can help. Now, officers and firefighters respond when anybody calls. They get the call, they don't ask questions, they just go. But they're not very good at asking for help for themselves. So the 100 Club is a way that you can be assured that when there is a need, we're there to do that. We're there to be their 911. When something goes wrong, we respond and we're able to give to them, but they're not good at asking for that help.
It's incredibly important that we take care of the people who kind of have our backs out there and are keeping us safe and making sure everything runs smoothly. So you know that your donation and your help to this organization is going to a good cause. Thank you both so much for being here today, and good luck with the golf tournament. I know it's going to be, if it's anything like the ones in the past, it's going to be incredible. So thank you both, and thanks for making the trip up here from Phoenix.
Thanks for having me up here.
That's going to do it for our program today here on Countywide. That's the Arizona 100 Club. Again, 100 Club 100club.org is the website for just anything you want to know about the organization, on how to donate and whatnot. So that's going to do it for us here on this program today. We'll see you guys next time.